The world watched in disbelief, unable to comprehend the magnitude of what was unfolding before their eyes. As Europe plunged into war in 1914, the continent was gripped by a sense of impending doom. This was World War I, a conflict unlike any before, marked by unprecedented scale and ferocity. It shattered the old order and reshaped the world, leaving a legacy of destruction and change. Millions of soldiers clashed on battlefields across Europe, enduring unimaginable hardships and horrors. New technologies played a crucial role in this conflict, introducing weapons and tactics never seen before. They changed the face of warfare forever, making it more deadly and impersonal. Gone were the days of grand cavalry charges and orderly battle lines, replaced by trench warfare and mechanized combat. World War I introduced a new era of warfare, one dominated by machines and industrial might, where human life was often a secondary concern. The scale of destruction was unlike anything humanity had ever seen, leaving scars that would last for generations. At the dawn of the 20th century, military minds still clung to the lessons of the past. They envisioned swift wars of movement much like those of the 19th century. However, the reality of World War I proved to be starkly different. Rapid advancements in weaponry, particularly the machine gun, rendered these traditional tactics obsolete. Defensive technologies also saw significant improvements. Elaborate trench systems, protected by barbed wire and machine gun nests, created killing zones across the Western Front. The battlefield had transformed into a deadly stalemate. The stalemate of trench warfare cried out for innovation. The answer came in the form of the tank. This armored behemoth, a British invention, was designed to break through enemy lines. Armed with cannons and machine guns, tanks could withstand even the most intense small arms fire. Their initial use in the Battle of the Somme in 1916 sent shockwaves through the German lines. While early tanks were prone to mechanical issues and limited in number, their impact was undeniable. The tank had announced its arrival as a revolutionary force on the battlefield. World War I witnessed the birth of aerial warfare. Initially, airplanes served primarily as scouts, observing enemy positions and movements. Equipped with cameras, they provided valuable intelligence to commanders on the ground. However, it wasn't long before the potential of aircraft for combat became evident. Pilots began engaging in dogfights, armed with machine guns and rudimentary bombs. Aces like Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, became legends for their aerial prowess. The skies above the trenches transformed into another arena of deadly combat. Perhaps the most horrific technological development of World War I was the introduction of chemical weapons. These weapons brought a new level of fear and suffering to the battlefield. The first large-scale use of chlorine gas by the Germans at Ypres in 1915 shocked the world. It was a grim turning point in warfare. Heavier than air, the gas filled enemy trenches, causing agonizing deaths. Soldiers had little to no defense against this invisible killer. Soon, both sides were deploying a variety of chemical agents, including phosgene and mustard gas. The race to develop more deadly gases intensified. The physical and psychological effects of gas attacks were devastating. Soldiers lived in constant fear of the next gas attack. Soldiers who survived often suffered long-term health problems. The scars of chemical warfare were both visible and invisible. The use of chemical weapons marked a new low in the brutality of war. It changed the nature of conflict forever, leaving a legacy of horror and suffering. World War I was a conflict defined by technology, marking a significant shift in how wars were fought. The advancements in weaponry, transportation, and communication had a profound impact on how the war was fought, changing strategies and outcomes. The machine gun gave a tremendous advantage to defensive forces, leading to the static trench warfare that characterized the Western Front. This new technology made it nearly impossible for either side to gain a significant advantage. Tanks offered a potential solution to this stalemate, breaking through enemy lines and changing the dynamics of ground combat. Meanwhile, airplanes added a new dimension to the battlefield, providing reconnaissance and engaging in dogfights that brought the war to the skies. The introduction of chemical weapons demonstrated the horrific potential of technological innovation for destruction, causing unimaginable suffering and long-term health issues for soldiers. The war also saw the widespread use of submarines, zeppelins, and other technological marvels, each adding a new layer of complexity and danger to the conflict. These advances forever changed the face of warfare, ushering in an era of unprecedented violence and destruction. and setting the stage for future conflicts that would be even more devastating.